So in the recent Season 4 update, Call of Duty added a conversion kit to the M4, but this isn't just any regular conversion kit. It converts the M4 to having 50 cal rounds. So essentially, it has got sniper rounds in the gun on an M4, which is absolutely insane. And not only that, this thing is fully automatic. If I just hold down my trigger, it goes fully automatic. Like, you can just spray this thing, and it's just absolutely insane. And as you would expect with a 50 cal round, we are one-shotting the zombies in the tier 1 zone. But we know a lot of guns do that nowadays, so we're not really going to be worrying about it in the tier 1 zone. I'm going to head straight to the tier 2 zone and just see how capable this gun is. I've got things like mags of holding, I've got perks and all that sort of stuff, so we can start fully upgrading this gun and taking it into the tier 3 zone and testing it against things like mega abominations, high-value targets, and just really seeing how good this 50 cal round is going to be on an M4. And if you was to build this thing out with no attachments, the recoil is absolutely insane, but I've managed to find a really good class that controls the recoil really, really nicely, making it actually pretty usable in fully automatic. Because without attachments, you would just have to be running this thing like semi-automatic, doing one shot at a time, otherwise you were just not going to be able to use it. But I'm headed to the tier 2 zone now and see what it's going to be like. So the thing that excites me with this is there are some snipers in zombies that are 50 cal rounds that do insane damage to the bosses. Okay, they're not amazing against the zombies because, of course, you've got to bolt action them. You know, you've got to rebolt the bullet every time you're shooting. So you do kind of lose a little bit of the good factor with it against the zombies. But against bosses, they're really, really strong. So I'm interested to see how this is actually going to play out against some of the bosses within this game. But it's got the potential with a 50 cal bullets to actually do really, really nice damage. But of course, like I said, we are going to just have to test it out and see how good it is going to be. We're jumping into the tier 2 zone right about now. There's a couple of zombies that have just spawned in. Perfect. Let's see if we can still one-shot headshot, if it's now going to be a little bit more shots to actually take them out of the game, if I can hit that shot. So it looks like even in the tier 2 zone with no upgrades, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to actually take these out. And of course, the one thing we do only have is a 15-round mag to start the game off. So it's not super powerful with only 15 bullets because, of course, as you can see, against these tier 2 zombies, we are having to reload a fair bit because it's not doing the most insane damage, which I was kind of expecting it to do, but, you know, it's not doing the craziest damage in the tier 2 zone. So we're just going to go ahead to tier 1 pack-a-punch it, see if that makes a nice difference. We are now going to get 30 bullets in the magazine, and it looks like it's also actually going to increase the fire rate of the gun ever so slightly as well, having it at tier 1 pack-a-punch. But it seems pretty strong now. It seems like it's going to do decent damage to the zombies in the tier 2 zone. And I've also noticed if you just tap the trigger once, if I've got 30 bullets, if I tap it once, I go down to 28 bullets. So by pack-a-punching it, you're actually going to shoot 2 bullets at once as well, which is kind of crazy. So as you can see, that is going to add to the recoil a little bit of it, though. I will be honest, it is going to add to the recoil a little bit. So yeah, it looks like if you just shoot once, it's going to do 2 bullets. But that first shot is 2 bullets. And if you carry on holding the trigger, it's going to do 1 bullet at a time, which is a very interesting thing for it to do. But I mean, even in the tier 2 zone at the moment, it's still not doing crazy damage to the zombies that we're coming up against. Like, it's not doing bad damage. And again, it is only tier 1 pack-a-punch, but it's not doing the most insane damage for a 50 cal gun. So what about if we start tier 2 pack-a-punching it, see what sort of difference this is going to make. So if we line up a headshot for a zombie, okay, so it looks like it might be 2 shots to the head maybe. Yeah, it looks like it might be 2 shots to the head. Of course, remember that first shot for me is still 2 shots, so it looks like it's going to be a lot stronger now. But if we just start spraying at the zombies, what sort of damage can we do? How quickly can we take them out? Again, the gun's kind of hard to control, so if I'm missing a fair few shots, even with the best recoil attachments on this gun, it is still bouncing around a fair little bit. So you do need to bear that in mind. They are still bouncing around, but it definitely feels a lot stronger now in the tier 2 zone, having it a tier 2 pack-a-punch. Let's tuck on a legendary tool, get into the tier 3 zone and see what sort of damage we can do over there. Now in the tier 2 zone, I would imagine this is going to be a one-shot headshot with a legendary tool. I just want to test it out. Not even. So it's going to break armor with 1 shot and then take them out with 1 shot. So yeah, on the normal zombies, it's going to be a one-shot headshot, which is kind of what I expected. But the gun's not feeling as strong as I was expecting it to so far. But like I said, this might be really good against bosses. It might get a lot stronger down the line. We're really not too sure. And of course, we have still got that tier 3 pack-a-punch to go ahead and chuck on it as well. So we'll see what it's going to be like as we do get further down the line and further through the game with more upgrades. And like I said, I did bring in mags of holding because you are going to get through the bullets kind of quickly. As you can see, I'm reloading this gun so many times. So definitely really need to bring in mags of holding. So I'm glad I did do that. But here we go. A couple tier 3 zombies have spawned in. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to these tier 3 zombies. Okay, that's not too bad, to be totally honest. That isn't bad damage. A tier 2 pack-a-punch of a legendary tool against these tier 3 zombies. We are doing nice damage. Was dropping them pretty quickly. I think it's done better than my expectations in the tier 3 zone so far. It wasn't as strong in tier 2 as I thought it might be. But in the tier 3 zone, it doesn't feel too bad, if I'm totally honest. Let's see if we hit one. So it is, yeah, it's definitely dropping these zombies pretty quickly, to be totally honest. It's not doing too bad of damage to the tier 3 zombies, which is really, really nice. And then, like I said, we have also, of course, got that tier 3 Pack-a-Punch crystal to chuck on this gun at some point as well, just to start seeing what extra damage we can do there. But I'm very excited to try this thing against bosses and seeing how much of a difference the bosses are going to make, or having tier 3 against the bosses is going to make in this game. So let's now go ahead and do it. Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. I will stick Mags of Holding on it as well, because why not? So we've got the gun fully maxed out now. We can just spray this thing at the zombies, just keep taking them out, do really, really nice damage to them. Again, it's a tier 3 Pack-a-Punch now, so it should start dropping the zombies a little bit fast as well, which definitely does feel like it is the case. We can just start dropping the zombie. Yeah, we can drop the zombies pretty quickly now. As you can see, there's a horde of zombies here. We can just start spraying at them. Mags of Holding is obviously going to make a nice difference, because it is just going to allow us to carry on spraying. But we can get through the zombies pretty nicely. But the one thing I keep saying I want to try against is a boss zombie. So let me try and find one or a bounty target, and we'll see what sort of damage it's going to do there. So we have got a Mimic high value target in front of us right about now. We can see what sort of damage we're going to be able to do to this thing once we do run into it. And I'm interested to see what the damage is going to be like on this. I really, really am very, very interested if this is going to be any good or not. So let's line up the Mimic. I mean, ooh, the damage is nowhere near as fast as I thought it was going to be. I was honestly expecting to watch its health just absolutely drop. Okay, I meant to throw an Aether Blade there and ended up switching to my fist. We can drag the Mimic out a little bit. We can start spraying at it one more time. Let's try and get rid of some of them zombies. We'll carry on firing at the Mimic. It's not doing as strong a damage as I thought it was going to do. I genuinely was expecting slightly stronger damage out of that Mimic. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting us to do a little bit more than what we are doing to it. I need to be a little bit careful with my health around here as well. I mean, as you can see, if we just keep spraying at the Mimic, it's not crazy fast. I'm going to be honest. It's not as crazy fast as I was hoping it was going to be. I genuinely believed it was going to be a lot stronger than what it is, but it's not looking like it's going to go that way. Again, I've not put incendiary rounds or anything on this gun, which we know does make the guns a lot stronger, because I wanted to try and actually test the conversion kit for what it is. But so far against this Mimic high value target, the damage really is nothing impressive, as you can see. I mean, that should be it down, but that by no means was anything crazy compared to some of the other guns that we've used recently. And again, for it being a 50 cal round, like one of the strongest bullets in the game, that damage was nothing impressive, was it? It really was not impressive. That's only a Mimic high value target as well. Like, that's not a Mega Abomination. That's not one of the bigger and the harder bosses to take down within this game. And it still took us a hot minute to actually drop it. Against the zombies, it does feel pretty strong, but against that one Mimic that we've taken down so far, the first high value target that we've actually tried to drop, it really wasn't that impressive. We do also have a regular Disciple here. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to a regular Disciple. I mean, that damage is a lot more impressive than what we were doing to that Mimic high value target that we had. That dropped that Disciple in a matter of seconds, to be honest. That was actually really nice damage against that Disciple. So I'm not too sure why against that Mimic it just seemed to struggle so much. So just because I thought that Mimic wasn't enough of a challenge, even though we struggled a little bit, why not take on a high value target Mega Abomination and see how we get on with this thing? Like, this is where this gun's either going to surprise us and do amazingly, or it's going to be absolutely terrible and it's just not going to be able to take down this Mega Abomination without me going down 2 or 3 times. So we're going to have to see how we do get on. I'm really hoping it's going to be the later one, and, you know, we do actually drop this thing ridiculously fast, but I just don't see that being the case, if I'm totally honest with you guys. I really just do not see that being the case. Let me try and get on top of this building if I can. Try and do some, like, extra height damage to it so it just opens its mouth all the time. I mean, we are hitting some critical shots, and the health is definitely coming down, that is for sure. The health is definitely dropping on it. Not anything crazy fast. But it's going to open its head now. Let's see if we can manage to drop a head. There we go. That is one head down on the Mega Abomination. Perfect. Wants to charge at me. Let's see if it wants to open its eyes at any point. That'd be great. So there it's going to open another one of its heads. See if we can hit some more critical shots. Can we get a head popped? We were not able to get the head popped on it, but that's going to open again. We should be able to get that one down, hopefully. It feels like it's doing better damage against this Mega Abomination than what it was actually doing against a Mimic high value target. We don't know why. Couldn't tell you why, but it does seem to be the case. We should get some more critical shots off on it there, which we are going to be able to do. Let's just keep letting it open its eyes over and over and over again. And that should nearly be the Mega Abomination taken care of. If we just carry on running away, we'll just let it try and do a little bit. It's going to open that last eye up. Come on, let's get this finished up now. Let's get this Mega Abomination down. It has literally got the smallest little bit of health left. Let's take it down. There we go. Mega Abomination down. Do you know what? Considering how bad it was against the Mimic, it done better than I thought it was going to do. If I'm totally honest with you guys. It done a little bit better than I thought it was going to do, which is nice. Like, I was genuinely just expecting it to do really bad against that Mega Abomination. I thought it was going to be a real struggle to get it down. I know, of course, I've done it a bit of a cheesier way, standing on top of the building, you know, letting the Mega Abomination just keep opening its eyes up and stuff. But I don't actually think it done horrendous damage there. Would I take this thing into the Dark Aether Zone? Probably not. It's probably not the best idea. I can't see it being crazy, crazy good in the Dark Aether Zone. But for something a little bit different in the Tier 3 Zone, you know, a bit of a fun gun using a 50 cal fully automatic weapon, it's not too bad. It definitely isn't too bad. Like I say, it definitely surprised me with that Mega Abomination and even that Disciple that we took down earlier on, because for some reason with that Mimic, it just took so many shots to take it down. I really don't know what was happening with that. The Mimic just seemed to be firm in this gun so well. Like, it really was just holding off, wasn't doing much damage for some reason. But then we come up against a Disciple and a Mega Abomination, and we managed to drop it pretty quickly. So unless I manage to join a team that's going to a Dark Aether Zone, I won't be going to one because I haven't got a sigil anyway. But I'm going to carry on messing around, do some more high-value targets, you know, some more contracts. Just start testing the gun a little bit more and seeing what else we can find that it's going to be really good at. So we've got a Mangler in front of us. What sort of damage are we doing to a Mangler? I don't really know how... I mean, again, even that wasn't too bad. Again, I just don't know what that Mimic was all about. The Mimic just seemed to be firm in the bullets that I was shooting at it earlier on, whereas everything else just seems to be struggling a little bit against it. I'm not really too sure what's happened, why it's happened. But yeah, it definitely is a bit stronger than I originally thought it was. So I've got another Mega Abomination high value target, and as you can see, I did join another team because they were talking about going to the Dark Aether Zone. So I thought I'd get in case they do go to that Dark Aether Zone, and we can test it out there, you know, if it does get to that point of the game where we do want to test it there. But like I said, I can't see it being anything crazy over there. But you never know, it might surprise us, but at the moment, it's not looking like that is going to be the case. So again, another Mega Abomination. We are doing some decent damage to it from quite far away, to be totally honest. We are doing okay damage. Need to be a little bit careful on what's going on up on that roof, because there is a lot of people up there right now. We can just carry on spraying at the Mega Abomination. Should be able to do some decent damage. Let it open its eye up, see if we can get it popped. Even though I have already popped one of its heads, I'm going to go down here. Yeah, I knew I was going to go down. There was too many zombies around me for me to not go down there. So, I mean, again, though, we've not done bad damage to it so far. We're already down to half HP, and my teammate's literally only just got it. So it's not like he's doing any damage to the thing, but I don't know, we're not doing terrible against it. Again, as I mentioned before, like, the gun is decent. It's actually not that bad a weapon. It really isn't that bad. It's definitely not meta and not the best gun in the game, but it's not horrendous. Then we've got another Mangler in front of us. That thing's going to get dropped pretty quickly, to be totally honest. Like, it definitely is a good weapon. It is definitely strong. I just don't know what happened against that first Mimic that we tried taking down, because it struggled against that for some reason. But like, against zombies in the Tier 3 Zone, it is very strong. Like, you can quite easily take care of a horde of zombies with this gun in the Tier 3 Zone. No real problem. Like I said, as long as you've got mags of holding, I think if you're going to use this gun, you want to make sure you've got mags of holding. I'm not too sure what's going on with that zombie there, but if you're going to use this, I definitely think you are going to want mags of holding, because you do get a 30-round magazine, but you do get through those bullets pretty quickly, if I'm totally honest. They do get dropped, or you do go through that magazine very quickly. But as you can see in the Tier 3 Zone, it is more than capable of taking out zombies. What's this Mimic's health going to be like? See, this Mimic's just getting absolutely dropped. I'm not too sure what happened with that first high-value target Mimic. I really am not sure, because it just seemed like it was firm in the bullets that I was spraying at it, but everything else seems like it's getting dropped pretty quickly. So I think that Mimic was just a one-off, a little bit of a one-off struggle, if I'm totally honest, because as you've seen, we've taken care of a couple Mega Abomination high-value targets, some Mimics, Disciples, Manglers now, and they've all been dropped pretty quickly. And like I said, the Tier 3 zombies also get dropped really quick. Like, as you see, you've got a big horde of zombies here. None of them are going to get close enough to even do damage to me. We can quite easily just take care of them like so. It is actually a very strong gun, guys. It really is a strong gun. So I definitely think you guys will enjoy this if you try it out for yourself. Again, it's a little bit of something different. You know, you've got a fully automatic 50 cal weapon, which it's kind of crazy when you think about it. When else have we ever seen a 50 cal fully automatic weapon? It just does not happen. Here is this Mega Abomination. Let's see what sort of damage we can do. I mean, my team have basically dropped all of its health already, but we can come along, just keep spraying at it, let it do some damage. See if we can hit a couple of those last-minute critical shots to get this thing taken care of, which is looking like we can do. There's those critical shots just there, and that's the Mega Abomination dropped. Yeah, this is definitely a powerful weapon. It really is a powerful weapon for sure. Like I said, that first Mimic just must have been a one-off where we've struggled for whatever reason, but I couldn't tell you what the reason was. Disciple dropped. Mangler around the corner. That's got drops. Like, you can see how powerful this gun actually is. So maybe even in the Dark Aether Zone, it might be okay, to be fair. So we do have another high-value target, Mimic. My team are probably going to have done majority of its health by the time I do get there, though. So, you know, we'll see what sort of damage we can do to it. Oh, they haven't really done that much damage to it, to be totally honest. So let's let it run at us and see if we're now doing better damage than what we was originally doing. I don't even know what has just sprayed at me there, but it is... this Mimic's on smoke. It's just dropped everyone so far. But now I feel like we're doing way better damage than we were originally. I don't know what I've done to the gun that's made it so much stronger since I took down that first high-value target. I really don't know what happened to the weapon, but it's definitely got a lot stronger. Like, even that Mimic just then was getting dropped pretty quickly. Like, I don't know what it is. That first Mimic just seemed to firm every bullet I was firing at it. And since then... the game's got a little bit easier. I'm not too sure. The game's not got easier. The guns seem to have got better. So I don't really know what's happened. I don't know what went on earlier. I don't know why we were struggling so much against that first Mimic, because this gun is actually pretty powerful. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't think it's the best gun in the game. I don't like. There are definitely stronger guns like the Holger 5.56 with incendiary rounds or something like that. But this does feel decent. It's a pretty fun gun to use as well. Like I said, it's a little bit different having a 50 cal fully automatic weapon rather than just your standard M4 or a one-shot sniper. So, you know, it's definitely fun to use. It's a little bit different, and it is actually pretty powerful. But guys, I am probably going to end today's video here, as I am going on holiday very, very soon, and I've got a bunch of content to get pre-recorded before I do go away, so you guys can carry on watching zombies content even whilst I'm on holiday. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do smash a big thumbs up, as it helps me out way more than you can imagine. If you want to check the class setup that I'm using for this gun, it is on screen right now, so you can copy the exact same class that I was using, because, you know, it is actually powerful. I think you guys will have fun with it, and it is actually a pretty enjoyable gun to use. But let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. Are you guys going to go ahead and try this one out? Let me know in the comments. If you're not already subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on, then make sure you go ahead and do that, as you don't want to be missing any of the content that I'm going to be dropping soon. Remember, we've got a lot of Black Ops 6 teasers coming out as well pretty soon, so I'm going to make sure I'll be covering all of that as well for you guys. But I appreciate you guys that have watched all the way to today's video. I'll catch you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.